We should refer back to Allah. Therefore, human beings should submit to Allah. Shaitan, the first rationalist, the first person to use his akal over nakal. You know what that means? Yeah? What is nakal? وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ. This is nakal. Yeah, Allah told them to bow. فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسِ. Why? أَبَى وَاسْتَكْبَرَ وَكَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. His pride destroyed him. He thought he is too intelligent. And this mistake, we can also make this mistake, that we are too intelligent, right? We need to avoid that. So not important, something important for you to remember in the beginning, inshallah ta'ala. This is only an outline for you to use. This method, are you listening, brothers and sisters? The method we will share with you today, GoRap, is an outline. Okay, it is a map. You can use your own arguments to support these points. God's existence, God's oneness, the prophethood and revelation. You can use your own arguments if you have good ones to support these ideas. So it's an outline you will get today, inshallah. So don't think of memorizing the arguments word by word. Okay, just understand the concepts. The concept is very, very important. Okay, so now initiation. The first thing you need to understand is when a question is asked, brothers and sisters, now we're going into the method. How do we answer the question? Okay, how do we answer the question? We're going directly into answering those questions. How do we respond to these questions? A person has come to you very angry, George or Mary or Caroline or Kathleen or James come to you very, very angry, very angry, and he's asking all these questions. What do you do now? You go like this, or you get ready for your, knockout, intellectually, I'm talking intellectually, not physically, you get ready to defend yourself like answering all questions, or you give one answer to all questions, one answer, that's it, job done, and you have 3 minutes to 5 minutes to do the job, right? So what do? Someone has come with all these questions, right? And now it's your time to control the conversation. What is da'wah? Is it active or passive? It is mostly the prophets. The prophets, when they were giving da'wah, did they control the conversations or were they being given da'wah too? You either give da'wah or you get da'wah. Okay? You either give da'wah or you get da'wah. Right? So you need to give da'wah. So for that you need to control the conversation. You need to have full control over the conversation. So this is what we call the initiation stage. Okay, active and passive, we talked about it. Okay, passive initiation of dawah. A dawah conversation can start in a number of different ways. You can go to someone to talk, or someone might come to you to ask questions. In both cases, there are ways to initiate a dawah conversation. There are ways. Okay, someone asks you a question about Islam. Excuse me, why do Muslims pray 5 times a day, for example, right? Okay, now what do? Your character, use your people skills. This is now your time to initiate. Initiate means, what does initiate do? You know when you start a plane, when you start the engine, what happens? Would you just go and press the button and the plane starts flying? No, you start different things, There are so many buttons you need to start, you need to initiate. So in a dawah conversation, you need to get ready to initiate. What is the initiation now? Remember, what is the initiation? You have been asked a question or you are talking to someone. It may be different. Every situation is different. Okay? Initiation is what? Be polite, shake hands with men. With men, men with men. Okay? Not men with women. Smile with men. Not when you're giving dawah to women. MashaAllah, MashaAllah, Tabarakallah. It's not. You can't do that. Okay, you have to be, because people, non-Muslims know that Muslims have a moral standard, and they will hold it against you. You know, when you don't behave yourself with non-Muslims, they know. So greet them, say salam to them, or greet them, hello, good morning, good evening, whatever it is. Thank them for asking question. Never say, what kind of stupid question is this? What kind of bakwas is this? Yeah? You idiot. Yeah, for example. Yeah? Never do that. Never ever do. If you have finished, now, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Have you ever seen a surgeon operate on the heart? Go on YouTube, there might be videos. If a surgeon has Parkinson's, if his hands are shaking like this. Nelson Mandela had this problem. Was it Parkinson's disease? No, even Nelson Mandela had this problem when he became very old. Yeah, his hands were shaking, right? Yeah, even Muhammad Ali had this problem. Would you allow someone who's suffering from that disease to operate on your heart? What's going to happen? You're not going to have a heart. It's going to be cut into pieces, right? So the one who is operating on the heart physically, his hands and eyes have to be stable. You agree? Right? Hey, you're dealing with people's akhirah. They're Jahannam or Jannah. Your one wrong gesture can send them to Jahannam forever. You have destroyed this person. One wrong gesture can send this person to Jahannam. We don't want to do that. We want to be very careful. This is spiritual heart surgery. This is spiritual heart surgery. You have to be very careful. So don't say, what kind of stupid question is this? No. Say, thank you for that question. It is a very good question. It's a beautiful question. If I was in your place, I would probably have the same question. But I'm a Muslim, I don't have these questions. Right? So this is your starting, initiation, your good manners. Concept. Get them to Islam from our perspective. Instead of answering questions, get them to understand Islam from our perspective, which is what GoRap is about. Why do we believe in Islam? So instead of answering all these questions, explain to the person why you actually believe in Islam. And we will show you how you do that, how you turn the conversation, inshallah. To understand why we do this, I first need to go through a few key points, principal points. Okay? Then you get an agreement to a conversation. Now, let me very quickly summarize this slide to you. Someone comes to you. This is what you're doing. Stand up, Akhi. This is George. George has come to me, ask a question. I am Qasim. My name is Qasim, for example. Yes.
Ask George. Ask questions.
Yeah. Yeah. Ask a difficult question.
I must ask you a difficult question.
Yeah. Hey, ask me a question, and I'm going to show you how to turn the conversation around. Okay? Yeah. Ask me about jihad or bombing or suicide bombing or something like that.
Why should I come into your religion yet I have mine also? You have your religion, I have mine. Why should I come into yours?
What's your name? Oh, you're George. Hello, George. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for asking that question. That's a very good question. If I was in your place, I would have similar question. George, you may have many more questions, okay? But can I explain why we believe in Islam in the first place to you, and then we can go to these questions? Give me 2 to 3 minutes so that I can explain my faith to you, so that you understand why I believe in the first place. Do you have 1 or 2 minutes?
Yes, no problem.
Okay, that's it. Job done. Job done. Do you understand now?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get George, I'm trying to turn the tables. He came attacking me or asking me these questions. I have turned the conversation completely, and now George has agreed, out of courtesy, he has agreed to listen to what I have to say. I have 2 to 3 minutes very quickly. And in these 2 to 3 minutes, I want to get full attention of George. I want to say so many powerful things to him that he is completely lost in the conversation, and the conversation ends up being 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And wallahi, this happened so many times with us. People ended up coming to Islam, and those who never came to Islam stopped asking these questions, and they thanked us, and they said, I'm going to think about this. This is very powerful. Okay? But this was initiation. I'm going to do this again very quickly. Yeah? Sit down. George, thank you. Okay, so you stand up. Sheikh, stand up. Brother, stand up. So you are, let's say, Mike. You are Mike, and I am, let's say, I'm Abdul Rahman. Okay, we work together, and you're going to come to ask me a question. Okay, we don't know each other, but you have seen me and I've seen you, and you know I'm a Muslim. Now ask me a question about Islam. Go on. Ask any question. Say, why did your Prophet marry 9 years old?
Why you probably married 9 years old?
What's your name?
My name is Sim.
Mike.
Mike.
Mike, nice to meet you, Mike. That's a very good question, Mike. I would love to answer that question. However, before I answer that question, you may have other questions. Can I tell you about my faith very quickly? Can I show you why we believe in the first place, so that you can understand why I'm a Muslim, and then we can talk about this question. Do you have 1 or 2 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's it. Job done. How long did that take? 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. In most cases, you will get what you want. In some cases, Mike or George may turn around, no, sorry, I don't have time, I have to go. Okay, no problem, thank you. Nice meeting you. Do not try to answer the question, because what's going to happen is, again, endless cycle of questioning, and you are not giving da'wah. Okay? So, in case Mike or George agrees to give you 1 or 2 minutes, I can guarantee you, you will end up having 10 to 15 to 20 minutes. Okay? And those 10 to 15 minutes can be the best part of your life and that person's life you're talking about. They can change your life and the person's life. Right? So, yes.
There's one problem. They say a person comes to you and asks about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you give him the serum, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yes.
Then they say went to maybe a library and they get a book, and the book says that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born 8 or 9, but you said 12 Rabi Awwal.
Yes.
Now the person he will think you as a liar.
Right.
Situation like that.
Yeah, even in that situation, any situation like that, you turn around the conversation and you say, give me 2 to 3 minutes. If you're talking to a non-Muslim, okay? But if you're talking to a Muslim, Muslims discuss these kind of questions. When did the Prophet ﷺ die, or when was he born, right? It's mainly a Muslim discussion between, the Sufis and the others, and then, the Milad and, all of that. It's because of that. But if you're talking to a non-Muslim, one of the best ways to turn the conversation around is this way, okay? Because you want to give da'wah. What do you want to do? You want to give da'wah, right? This is your opportunity. Now, there's another way to do it as well, okay? For example, now I want to do this with someone else. For example, you stand up, please, okay? Now, he is, let's say, his name is what? Joe. Okay, he's Joe, and I am, let's say, I am Bilal. My name is Bilal, and he works with me. So I will go to him to start something. He doesn't have to ask me a question. Okay? Hello. What's your name? Joe. Joe. Nice to meet you, man. Nice clothes. Where did you get this t-shirt from? Can I get one of these? Okay. Joe, I've seen you around. You work here. When you have some time, I would like to talk to you about something. Do you believe in God? You do believe in God? Great. Okay. So do you believe God is all powerful, all wise?
Yes, I believe this.
Right. But are you a Christian or are you an atheist? You're a Christian. Okay, great. So let's talk. There you go. Right? I've started the conversation. Right? So you can start the conversation in another, and don't feel shy. Thank you, sit down. Thank you. Don't feel shy. Shyness will never let you do da'wah. Be confident. Be upfront. Today, wallahi, this morning, who went to pick me up? Brother Muhammad went to pick me up. Yeah, he's a witness to this. Today, I was having breakfast at at my accommodation, and I was wearing this T-shirt. What does it say on the back? And there was this white person there, and I was making tea for myself, and he read the T-shirt, and he goes, "Can I ask you about your religion?" Because he read, and I was surprised. I said, "Yes, of course." And then we got talking. I talked to him for 2 to 3 minutes, but in those 2 to 3 minutes, I gave him the whole picture of, the summary of Jesus in Islam, and then to give da'wah to him, instead of giving him a life story of Jesus, I said, Jesus was not God. It is Allah who is God. Allah sent him. We don't believe Jesus was God. The Bible doesn't say he was God. Quran doesn't say he was God. So we have a perspective on that. So I gave him da'wah. I made him think of God. And he was listening. Wallah, he was listening. Then we gave him the booklet as well. So da'wah can happen anywhere. Okay, I could say to him, sorry man, I'm making tea man, I'm getting late for my, there's a course. Sorry. No, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, job done, gave him the leaflet, leave him to Allah. Leave him to Allah. It's not your job. You cannot guide people. Allah will guide people. Your job is to give da'wah. Your job is to put the seeds in his mind or in her mind. Okay, inshallah. So this is initiation. Okay, I'm gonna get you brothers to do this very quickly. 2 brothers, stand up and do this very quickly. These 2 brothers in the middle. Please stand up. One of you is James and the other one is Omar. Okay, who wants to be James? Who wants to be Omar? He looks like Omar. Okay, Peter and Omar. Okay, so you're Peter, you're Omar. You're going to ask him a question and he's going to do initiation very quickly. What you learned there, very quickly. What did you learn? Smile, shake hands, introduce yourself, and then go on. Ask him question. Loud, yeah. No. You're Peter, he's Omar. Yes.
Hi, Omar. No. You don't know him. You don't know him.
No, he's not. You're Peter, he's Omar.
Yeah, but
He's a Muslim, you're asking him a question.
how is my brother? I just have one question about you. Why do you wear these dresses? Yeah. Why do men wear dresses? Really?
The Islamic way of dressing means the Islamic way of dressing.
No, you don't have to answer the question.
No, it's good. Now we're learning. You know why? Look, there's a mistake there. He started answering the question. You see,
Okay.
but we are trying to get the initiation.
Okay.
You understand? You want to get time from him. You want to,
Okay.
okay, go, do it again. Okay, speak to him. Yeah, go on. Your name, what's your name? Smile at him and tell him that it's a good question.
Okay. I
Yeah,
see.
okay? Everyone listen, because I might come to you. Okay? Okay. Go on.
Okay. How are you?
Good you?
I'm
Yeah, my
okay.
question was, why do Muslim men wear dresses? Explain to me, please.
By the way, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Would you mind spending some few minutes with me?
Yeah,
Do
no
some
problem.
explanation. Okay. There's no like.
That's it. Good. Well done. Takbir. MashaAllah. Well done. Okay. I want someone else to stand. Please, brother, stand up. Remember what I said. Introduction. Follow that pattern. Use your people's skills. Smile, shake hands, introduction, acknowledge the question. Very good question. You may have more questions. But then the concept. Can you give me some time to explain the concept of Islam to you, why we believe in the first place? Do you have to? That's it. It shouldn't take you more than 10 seconds and you're into the Dawah conversation. Go on.
My name is Fusiso.
Okay.
I'm meeting my brother.
Okay.
So I want. Ngicela ukubuza nje. Mina Muslim ngashona manje ngiyamqaba. Inzalo. Sibusiso mina ngikhulela umuntu kakhulu. Ngijabula kakhulu ukuthi mama wami kwasikhashana esincane ukuchazela abantu ngeke okokuqala nje ngikholelwa kakhulu uma ngipha nje isikhashana ama 2-3 minutes ngachaza ngikuphe nje usinezabanyana ngiyangitsha sinento bayithetha kwesithi imani yofasana ngachazela ngangajabula
MashaAllah. Well done. This is it. This is how easy it is. Very easy. Wallahi, very easy. You just know, you need to practice it so that you can get good at it. Okay? Because sometimes you forget. You keep answering, because you want to answer the question. You're like, oh my God, I really want to answer this question. But no, don't fall for that trap.
Press that button.
Yeah. You have to forget that button. You have to go through this. Good question. Thank you for asking. What's your name? Nice meeting you. Thank you for that. I want to explain the basics of our faith to you. once I answer this question, once I explain the basics of our faith to you, a lot of things will make sense to you. So do you have 1 to 2 minutes? I'm not going to take much of your time. Can I explain the basics of my faith to you? Okay, go ahead. I have 1 to 2. That's it. That's it. Then your initiation is done. And in Africa, I know, generally my experience in sub-Saharan Africa, it doesn't matter where you are, people are very humble and they do talk to you. You know, Africans are very social people, right? Is that true? Africans generally, they're not like Europeans. Yes. Europeans are very close and very kind of self-centric and individualistic people. Africans are not like that. Okay? Africans are very open people. They want to talk, they want to have conversations, right? So I know this in Africa, this is your best chance to give dawah, inshallah ta'ala. Okay? Inshallah. So different scenarios. How would you deal with these different scenarios? Exactly what you talked about there. You see? What you said, okay, I know the religion, okay, no, why do you want me to, why do you want to waste my 2 minutes? I understand, you may be very knowledgeable. Don't insult ever. I mean, if someone comes out with something negative, or if someone says something you don't like, don't ever turn, don't change your expressions, or don't even be repulsive. Say, oh, no problem, maybe you are very knowledgeable, that's very nice, that's very good, but at least give me 1 or 2 minutes to explain how I understand my faith. Let me explain how I understand it, and that might open doors for you. Yes.
I think to make it easier and shorter is to say that since he read about my religion,
yeah,
then it will be shorter than I was thinking.
Yes.
You read about my religion.
Exactly. So it'll be quicker than you think. Yes. Okay. Great. Yeah, that's it. So think of innovative. To use your own minds to get to that situation where you are talking, where you got the person to agree with you. Use your mind, because every situation is independent. Every situation is different. You're not going to get all the situations the same, but you need to mold yourself into that method that you can start conversations like that. You can start conversations like that. You should never be shy. Okay? I just want a yes or no. Some people might say to you. Some people might say, no. Yes or no? Yes or no? Did your prophet marry 9 years old? Yes or no? Yes or no? It can happen. Some people come like that. Okay? So there are situations like that. Okay? I heard you want to kill our babies. Okay? I heard you want to kill our babies. You murderers. You terrorists. I heard you want to kill our babies. There are people like that. You know? How do you know God exists? How do you know God exists? Okay? All of this, you have to be patient. You have to be patient. Okay, no problem. No one wants to kill your babies, but at least give me 1 or 2 minutes. Let me speak. Just give me one or 2 minutes. And you will eventually get your time. And when you get your time, that's your opportunity. Do not waste that opportunity. Go straight into dawah, go rap. And you will see how it works, inshallah. I want you to be patient. All of you, I want you to be patient and wait until we have gone through it. And you will see, every single one of you will understand why go rap, why this strategy. Common sense agreement is very important. Okay? Why use common sense? Look at the picture. What's happening? Look at the picture. What's happening? Huh? He's got a board and he's got a saw and he's got his back. So if he goes through, what's going to happen? Huh? He's going to split him into 2 pieces. Yes? So what does common sense tell you? What does common sense tell you? Don't use his back as support. Yes? Yes? So establish good rules, a method we can all agree on. Before you start the conversation with the person, get the person to agree on common sense. Okay? Tell the person, I'm going to use common sense examples to explain my faith to you. Now this is your time already started. You are into the discussion now. But before you go into the main discussion, you're saying, do we both have common sense? The person says, of course. So I'm going to give you common sense examples so that you and I can agree. Instead of disagreeing, you and I can agree. He will say, okay, no problem. Anyone reasonable will say, yeah, of course. Common sense, we are all common in that. We have common sense. So once you establish common sense as your common principle in this discussion, instead of going into deep philosophical discussions and disagreeing with each other on every single point you make, you establish that common sense. Okay, well, I'm going to use common sense examples to explain my faith, and hopefully you will understand. And now, fitrah, awaken the fitrah, okay? The ultimate, it is important to note that rational arguments for the existence of God are a means, not an end. Okay? You are only giving these rational arguments for the existence of God as a means, not as the ultimate end. The end is what? Get them to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? And the arguments you are giving are for that end, to reach that end, that conclusion. Okay? Now, once you have had your initiation, everyone is listening? Once you have your initiation, do you understand what initiation is? What is it? Explain to me. Sorry? Start what? How does it start? How does it start, the initiation? Smile, greeting, handshake, and then his name, and then can I have, your question is good. It's a good question. Can I have some time? Okay, you have time, no problem. Okay, now we both have common sense. I'm going to use common sense examples to explain my faith. Is that okay? Yes, okay, no problem. Then we go straight into Go-Rap. Straight, directly into Go-Rap. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. Brothers and sisters, back to our da'wah. How do you give da'wah in those situations? I explained initiation, agreeing on common sense, and once you have your agreement on common sense, you start straight away, immediately. What do? You give, the first point is, you start giving the reasons to believe in God. God's existence. Number one, what did we cover? Go-Rap is what? God's existence, oneness, revelation, and prophethood. Okay? So the first point you will show this person who is asking maybe 10 questions or 15 questions, he says, wait, let me explain our belief to you so that you understand why we believe in Islam in the first place. You may have many more questions, but I cannot answer all of them in one sitting or in one meeting, but I can explain the rational basis for our faith. Why do we believe in Islam? Why is a good question. And then the person will listen to you. And then it's God's existence, right? First thing, common sense. Do you believe in a creator? The first question you ask. Do you believe in a creator? And the person might say yes. The person might say no. Okay? If he says no, which happens very often, then believe. State your belief. I believe in a creator, for example. So provide reasons that point to the existence of powerful, intelligent being. Right? And then you get the person to acknowledge. How do you prove the existence of Allah? How do you prove the existence of Allah, the creator? That's where, now wallahi, by this time, the person will be very interested. Why? The person wants to know that how will this person prove the existence of God to me? Yes? How will this person do? If the person doesn't believe in God already, if he's not a Christian or a Jew, or you may be talking to someone from the African background who have belief in traditional religions, or may have no religion at all. Okay? What religion do the South Africans follow generally? Christianity. So the majority of the tribes in South Africa, what big tribes are there? Zulus, and then which other tribe is big? So what religion do these tribes have? Okay, they believe in the ancestors. Do they worship the ancestors? No. Just pray to ancestors. They pray to them. So no. Okay, let's not debate each other. let's yes.
Majority, they are Christian.
Yeah.
And then there are those who are involved in ancestry.
Okay.
There might be those many who might not worship, but there are those who worship.
Okay. So there are different things. Okay, no problem. So with this is now very powerful in a place like Europe. This part, God's existence. Because in Europe, or in the West in general, even I'm sure here, there are white people here in South Africa, they are atheists, they don't believe in God. Okay? Because they have been influenced by European thought. Because they have a stronger connection with Europe than they have with Africa. Yes? So, for this reason, a lot of them disbelieve. A lot of Indian Hindus, they don't believe in God. Hinduism is a culture. is a culture to them. It's like a culture, you know, they go to the temple to sing and dance and they do their things, you know, but they don't believe in it, right? Yeah. But someone, you need to actually shake them. Now this is your chance to really take them and shake them, give them a good shake. Do you believe in God? Do you believe in the Creator? Now this person some people live for 40, 50 years and they have never thought of God. They are so busy in their life, they are so busy that they have never actually thought of God. This might be your chance now. Do you believe in the Creator? I do. Okay, that's good. So you then, even if the person believes in the Creator, you give them your reason to believe in the Creator. You give them your reason to believe in the Creator. How? This is the 3-step from the Quran. 3-step argument, very powerful, hard-hitting, very short. Allahu Akbar. Allah gives you 3 options. 3 options. This is the way to do direct, hard-hitting da'wah. Yeah? What does Allah tell you in the Quran? Am khuliqu min ghayri shay'in. Am humul khaliqun. Am khalaqa as-samawati wal ard. Bal la yuqinun. Allahu Akbar. Allah is now giving you reasons. This is how you ask them. There are 3 options for the universe, right? Am khuliqu min ghayri shay'in. Did this universe come from nothing? One option, nothing. The second option is Am humul khaliqun. Did you create the universe? Second option. Am khalaqa as-samawati wal ard. Or did the Creator create all of this? So you only have 3 options. There is no 4th option. What is the 4th option? What is the 4th option? Go with the first option. What we call alameen. Okay, not alam, alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alameen is not, it's a plural. It's many worlds out there. Allah created them in one universe. So the question is now, this universe does exist, right? You're talking to the person. You're talking to the person. He will say, or she will say, yes, the universe exists because we can see all of us are part of the universe. So who made it? Did it come from nothing? It just popped into existence like that? No. That doesn't make sense. It's not common sense, right? No. Did you make it? The person will say no, against common sense, right? Did it make itself? Did it make itself? No. Then the final and the last option is it was made by someone. It was made by someone. Okay? And this is the Quranic argument for the creation of the universe. Okay? That's why Allah says, Am khuliqu min ghayri shay'in. Where did this come from? Did it come from anything, from nothing? Did the universe come from nothing? There has to be something behind it. Okay? It cannot be an accident. It cannot be an accident, or it cannot be self-creating. It cannot be self-creating. Can a car make itself? No. Can you make yourself? No. Even to make you, your parents had to meet, right? Yes? They had to get married, or they had to have a relationship, right? And then you came as a child, right? If your mother was in Cape Town and the father is in Johannesburg for 50 years, can you come? No. Yes? Yeah. Because Jesus was an exception. Unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that was only with Jesus Christ. So, there is a cause. There is a cause to everything that begins to exist. Is that clear? There is a cause for everything that begins to exist. Allah did not begin to exist. Allah does not have a cause. Everything other than Allah has a cause. And who's the cause? Allah is the cause. Allah is the one. Badi'u as-samawati wal ard. Badi'u as-samawati wal ard. Why didn't Allah say Khaliqu as-samawati wal ard? Here Allah uses very specific language. Badi'u as-samawati wal ard. Badi'. What does badi' mean? Originator. Start. The one who started it. The one who started it. Badi'u as-samawati wal ard. You know the word bid'ah? Innovation, yes. New thing, yes. It's the same word, same root word. Bada'a. Bada'a. He started it. He initiated it. He made it. So badi'u samawati wal ard wa idha qada amran fa innama yaqulu lahu kun fayakun. So the universe came by kun fayakun. How do we know this now? How do we know this? Okay. This is how it works. This is the map. That's the argument from the Quran. Am khuliqu min ghayri shay'in am humul khaliqun am khalaqa samawati wal ard bal la yuqinun. Created from nothing. Option number 1, out. Self-created, out. Agree? Created from something that was created, out. Created from something uncreated. This is the only option. This is the only option, created from something uncreated, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or were they created by nothing? Am khuliqu min ghayri shay'in. Or were they the creators themselves? Am humul khaliqun. Or did they create the heavens and the earth? Okay, or did they create the heavens and the earth? Rather, they are not certain. They don't know. They don't know. They lack belief. They lack certainty. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could have said here, Bal la yu'minun. But He doesn't. Allah says, Bal la yuqinun. It is the lack of yaqeen which causes them to be disbelievers. And now you want to bring the yaqeen, the level of the yaqeen, up. You know, when you fill the tank with petrol, what happens? The tank gets filled. You are now putting the petrol of yaqeen in their minds, right? By giving them reasons to believe. This is how you reason. We go forward. Okay? So, how do we explain this? How do we prove that the universe began to exist? All scientists are in agreement the universe began. How do we know? Because the universe is expanding. They can observe it in their telescopes. The universe is expanding. So when something is expanding, what is there a beginning point, or is it expanding forever? When you blow a balloon, have you ever blown a balloon? Yes. What happens? When before you start blowing, what does it look like? It's small. But there is, when you start blowing, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay? Can you ever start blowing a balloon when it's already big? What's going to happen? Right? The universe is expanding, and because it's expanding, the scientists, all of them say, when you reverse it, it goes back to a beginning, the beginning point, what they call the Big Bang. The Big Bang theory, that there was a giant explosion which started the process of the universe. Okay? Now, we ask them, who caused that Big Bang? Who caused it? Was it an accident? Did it happen itself? Or someone caused it? Okay? That's one point. So, there are 3 options you give them. Logically, this person you're talking to, 3 options. Either it came from nothing, and then you explain to them from nothing, nothing comes. If I give you some, put your hand forward here. Have I given you something? Have I given you something? Because there's nothing in my hand. It's empty, right? So from nothing, nothing comes. Common sense. Yes? Yes? So the universe cannot come from nothing. You can make these notes if you want. You can note these points down. Right? From nothing, nothing comes. That's the first response. Am humul khaliqun. Are they the creator? Okay. Second option Allah gives. Did they create it? No. Because you came after the universe. The universe was there before you. Correct? Yes? So you came after the universe, so you cannot be the creators. Right? Okay? So who created the universe? There is someone very powerful and very, very wise. Now this is the point you're trying to lead to, right? How do we know this? You give them an example of the solar system. Okay, this is a very powerful example which works. Now we're going to talk about fine tuning. What are we going to talk about? Fine tuning. What does fine tuning mean? Fine tuning, for example, this phone, is it finely tuned? Is it made for a purpose? So if you were to disturb the machine, would it work as a phone? Would it ever function? So it has been finely tuned. The shape of the phone, the machine of the phone, the battery of the phone, everything has been put into place for it to function. So this is a finely tuned device. This is why they call it smartphone. Yes? Right. So likewise, the solar system, you explain to this non-Muslim, is finely tuned. It is finely tuned. We explain now. We explain very quickly. For me to explain is taking longer, but when you will explain, when you practice it, it will be very short. Because we're doing it the first time, that's why it's taking long. So that you get the concepts. Get the concepts. How are we arguing with them? What evidence are we giving the non-Muslims to believe in Islam or accept that our belief in Islam is rational? We are not stupid idiots. We are not stupid people who believe in a faith without reason. We believe in it a reason. We have reasons to believe in a creator. And we give them reasons they can understand. All agreed? Yes? So now fine-tuning of the universe. You have talked about the creation of the universe. There are only 3 options. And we went for the 4th option, that it was made, it was created. Okay? Because it began to exist. Everything that begins to exist has a cause. Okay? So write that down, this principle. Write that down. Everything that begins to exist has a cause. Everything that begins to exist has a cause.